Hello, and welcome to This Thing Called Life, a podcast dedicated to sharing stories about acts of giving, kindness, compassion, and humanity. Your host, Andy Johnson, will introduce you to powerful stories about organ, eye, and tissue donation from individuals, families, and healthcare teams whose experiences will inspire you and remind you that while life is hard, unpredictable, and imperfect, it's also beautiful. We're so happy you're here. Now let's join the show.
Hello, and welcome to This Thing Called Life. I'm your host, Andy Johnson, and I am so excited to be back with you, and really excited and grateful that we have this wonderful guest returning, and she's got just some great updates, and so I'd like to just get right to it. Welcome, Maria, back to the podcast. How are you?
I am so grateful to be here, Andy. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we are so grateful, and it's just a blessing to have you back. And so why don't you go ahead and update everyone?
Yeah. I have been recovering from my kidney transplant, which happened on April 2nd of this year. I'm just about to turn 90 days since my kidney, and I am holding on to a 90% kidney function.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes. Last time I was on the episode, I was at a 9%.
My goodness.
So I've been incredibly blessed with a working kidney, a living donor, that, just gave me the gift of life.
Yes.
So I'm so grateful.
Yes. Well, we are just, again, it's such a blessing that you've received, that you've received this gift. And, as I look back and think about our time together during the last podcast, faith was what always, I feel like, kept you anchored, as well as your family.
Yes.
And, you had some really exciting milestones coming up. I believe your sister was preparing to get married. There were all these things happening. So talk about what has it meant for you to have received this precious gift and to really be able to start to really think about your future and plan for things and just, no longer just existing, but really thriving.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to put it, because I definitely have been just way more passionate about my future, way more passionate about life, knowing that I have new restored health. Just my mindset of everything has completely shifted. I have so many goals set up, every single day I'm just trying to get better and better so that I can hit the next milestone. But yeah, my faith has always anchored me during my time of waiting, as I said in the past episode, was definitely what kept me going. I leaned on my relationship with God and trusting that He had everything planned, and He did. On April 2nd, that was actually Holy Thursday. It was the weekend of Easter.
Wow.
And it just made so much sense. During my time of waiting, I was always so nervous about, continuing to wait and my condition getting worse and, desperately asking God to provide at the right time. And what better time than Easter Sunday to get a new life, as just in that beautiful, spiritual moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just been enjoying life, enjoying my new health, feeling more energized. My sister did in fact get married. I have a new brother-in-law, and I'm actually awaiting my first niece.
Really? Congratulations.
Yes. I'm super excited. She's due in August.
Oh,
yeah.
So soon.
Yes, very soon.
Oh.
So I am, oh my gosh, it's been just such a beautiful year. It's been such a beautiful last few months.
Wow.
And yeah, I just have so much to look forward to now.
Oh my goodness.
With this new health, I keep telling everybody that my new motto is it's my new year, new me, new kidney.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, it's just, I'm just excited for what's to come.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So many blessings.
So many.
Oh my goodness. So talk about when you got that call and kind of the steps leading up to the day of your transplant.
Yeah. I got the call on March 11th. My National Kidney Registry nurse coordinator at University of Cincinnati Transplant Center called me. She actually called me. The first time she called me, I didn't see my phone, so she left a voicemail that said, Maria, call me back because I have an update on your case for transplant. And at that point, I was like, maybe she got all my exams ready and I'm like updated on the transplant wait list and whatnot.
Right.
So I called her back, not thinking anything of it. And the second that she picked up the phone, she said, I just wanted to let you know we found a match. I was in my living room. I was in the kitchen with my sister. And when I heard those words, just through the phone, I actually just like fell down to my knees and started crying. My sister actually had to hop into the call and tell my nurse coordinator, like, give her a second. She's crying. Like, she's processing this right now. And she was just there for me. And I mean, it was a shock. I was not expecting that day. It was just such a blessing and such a relief to hear, of course. I was waiting for so long for those words. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a kidney, a deceased donor or a living donor. And the fact that, my National Kidney Registry voucher donor, her work paid off, her decision to donate on my behalf paid off because they found my match. It's just so incredible. It really leaves you speechless.
Yes.
But yeah, that's how the day went. And I was, like I said, with my sister at the time when I got that call. And none of my other family members were at home. So I called my dad, who was out of the house, and I told him, and he freaked out and he thought it was, a deceased donor, which when that is the case, you have to run to the hospital and get that donation like right away. So he just hung up the phone with no questions and just said, I'll be there in a few. But then he called back and he said, okay, give me the rundown. And I said, actually, no, Dad, it's a living donor and my surgery is scheduled for April. So he arrived home. We spent the day just, being really, really grateful and just like thinking about the news and all of that. And my mom, when she got home from work, I gave her the surprise with a little sign and some flowers that I got for her. And I mean, her reaction, we got her on video and everything, and her reaction was just beautiful. She was very, very grateful, and she started crying with me. I think I mentioned this in the past, but my mom is also a transplant recipient. So, it was just such a meaningful moment for the both of us. And yeah, I mean, from that moment on, I started calling all my friends and family and telling them the good news. And it was just so encouraging to see everyone so happy for me and celebrating this milestone like it was their own. And that just restored just everything in me, my faith, my positivity, everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, by you being so open about, your journey and needing a kidney and sharing, the history with your mom being a recipient as well. But I think just opening yourself up and being vulnerable in a way and also sharing the importance of faith for you and your family as you all have kind of walked this together. As I think back, you and I went on Liz Bonus's show at Local 12 here in Cincinnati. And I felt like that was a pivotal moment just to have you on there again with your family, kind of talking about the need. And sadly, Liz passed away recently. And I think we're all still kind of carrying that heaviness with us. But can you talk about what it meant for you, kind of being able to be on that platform with her and sharing your story?
My interview with Liz Bonus was actually my first ever interview talking about my health condition and my need for my kidney. So I mean, to say that Liz was just such a radiant, giving, selfless soul is an understatement.
Yeah.
I think about her with so much gratitude and with so much honor and respect, especially knowing just what she was carrying, and knowing that she had never told anyone. When I learned about her passing, I was just completely in shock. And yeah, it just made me respect just the value of life so much more. And respect her as a person, knowing that she was struggling with something and still being such a selfless human, giving other people the platform to share their own health journeys. That was just so mind-blowing.
Right.
It was really heartbreaking to hear about her loss. But I am eternally grateful for her, eternally grateful for all that she did, for the conversation that we had, how welcoming she was, how kind she was. I will never forget that at the end of our interview, she actually, I was sharing about my faith, and she said, "God bless you, sweetheart." And that's just how she closed the interview. And yeah, it was really special.
Yes.
She was a special woman.
Yes. And I think, as you beautifully stated, her willingness to continue to share other people's stories and health challenges in the face of what she was dealing with just speaks to the human being that she was. And she certainly continues to live on in that way. But I knew, she's such a believer, and I came to understand that about you and your family as well. So I just thought it was it was really beautiful for you both to come together in that way. Yeah. And then to be able to, like, that the story was picked up, so that was the awesome thing about going on that show, is that it would get picked up by other markets throughout the country. And so then it was, again, a bigger stage for people to understand more about you and just, who you are, and, possibly feel compelled to say, yes, I want to get tested for this young woman. And so I think that just speaks to the power that she had and the commitment to telling these stories. So I want to go back. You talked about the National Kidney Registry, or the NKR, and the Voucher program. And so I think that is something that viewers aren't familiar with. And so I'd love if you could just speak to your experience and how that worked for you in getting your transplant.
Yes. So how it all started was that there was this woman, complete stranger, who was interested in giving me the gift of life. However, she went through all the testing, compatibility testing and whatnot, and she found out that she wasn't a direct match for me, so she couldn't donate her kidney to me directly. But that didn't stop her. She decided to continue on and find resources to still give, and give me the chance and put me higher up in the list for that kidney match. And so that's how she found out about the National Kidney Registry. And she underwent the voucher program, or the exchange program. And essentially what that was for the both of us is that she signed an agreement that she was going to donate her kidney to somebody else that was a match that was waiting for a kidney, as a way to put me higher up in the list for the next available match for me. And so essentially we both got a voucher, or like a ticket essentially, that would, like I said, put me in priority and just prove that I was next in line to receive that next kidney. And so once she donated, that voucher activated, and it was just a matter of time before they found my match. And it actually happened. So she donated on February 17th to someone in Colorado.
Okay.
And I got my call about my direct donor on March 11th, like I said. So less than a month.
Wow.
Which was another, just shocking thing. I was not expecting it to work that fast. So it was just such a blessing. And I don't take, that for granted. And I'm just so humbled by the opportunity that I got to be part of that voucher program and to have someone willingly want to give to someone else in order to help me. Like, you don't see that every day.
No. And it really, people stepping up like that, it just reminds you of humanity and just, people, there are good humans who want to help other human beings in need. And I think it's just such a wonderful reminder for all of us.
Yeah.
So you're about 90 days out.
Yes.
Post-transplant. And it's, again, I think having conversations like this are important because transplant is not a cure.
That's right.
Right? However, obviously you are much healthier than you were prior to, but you've had some challenges.
Yeah.
And I think it's just important to talk about that because I think people sometimes can think, oh, I get my transplant and now I'm off to the races and I'm perfectly healthy. And it's not a linear path whatsoever. Yeah. Can you talk about what that's been like for you post-transplant?
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. When I got my transplant, I also had that mindset for a little bit, just because it was such an awaited moment.
Right.
And I'm not, I definitely did feel different when I got my kidney. It started working and everything. But yeah, like anything, like you said, it's a treatment. It's not a cure. So with every treatment, there's always going to be ups and downs, and there's going to always be this period of adaptation or whatnot. And so for me, starting to take a lot more medication than I was originally taking was one of those challenges. So it's just very natural for the body to react in certain ways, and certain medications can have certain side effects to your body depending, on the dosage that you're taking. But I know that I'm able to manage that a lot more with a lot more courage and a lot more grace than, while I was sick. Like that was. It just can't compare because the uncertainty while I was sick was way more detrimental to my overall health than these little hiccups I would think of throughout my recovery experience.
What was it like waking up post-surgery?
Yeah.
How did you feel? What was going on there?
Yeah, I mean, I could feel the kidney. I still can, because I'm very petite. And apparently, like right before they put me to sleep for the surgery, they said, this is a pretty big kidney. It might work like 2. Oh. And you're really petite, so we'll see where you have space in your little body to put it. Wow. So that was one of the biggest, I guess, shocking moments was just feeling like a new weight on one side of my abdomen.
That is so interesting. I never would have thought that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, it's a little lower than the abdomen, of course.
Right.
Yeah,
but the fact that you can feel it.
Yes, it's so cool. It really is just a reminder that, someone saved my life. And I mean, that's just such a wonderful blessing, and I'm just just reminded of that every day. I look at my scar. My scar has been healing so well, and it's just so incredible that just shows what I've been through, like that battle of
That's
waiting.
right.
It's not just the battle of like the transplant itself, which took like around 3 hours, I think. But like that scar represents like everything that, you know, I went through and all the people that helped me get to that moment. And yeah, I mean, I definitely felt more energy. I felt one of the biggest symptoms I had while I was sick was nausea, and so I was not eating well at all throughout my time as I waited. But once I got my kidney, the first thing I wanted to do was eat everything, eat what I would like normally.
And I'm
like,
sure your
wasn't gonna
mom
eat.
and dad are like, all right.
Yeah, they were not, you know, they were happy to see me like just nourishing myself and feeling so
Yes.
healthy to the point where I was like, you know, wanting to go out and about. I was in the hospital for 5 days.
Okay.
And it was a little hard at the beginning just because, of course, the scar, and I had a binder and all that. So walking, you know, just how recovery normally is after any surgery, after any big surgery at least.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I think the number one thing that I definitely noticed as soon as I woke up was just my attitude. My attitude about just my positivity, my newfound hope, my newfound just excitement for life, passion for life, knowing that I didn't have to keep waiting, that I didn't have to keep stressing out about the possibility of ending up on dialysis. So, yeah, it was definitely such a beautiful moment.
So now that, and by the way, I feel like you've been a beacon of hope the whole time. So to hear you say that, you know, that it gave you hope, you know, knowing that you had this gift, because you're unbelievably positive, and just in our conversations over the time that we've known each other, I've always just gotten that from you, that, you know, through your faith, God will guide you through this. So I love that, you know, you shared, yeah, it was hard, you know. So what is it that, what do you want to do now that you couldn't do before?
Yeah.
What does that look like for you?
I mean, I know that this is just confirmation that there is a plan for me, that God definitely wants me to do something with my life, and, you know, use my testimony to continue, you know, bringing hope to people and giving faith to people that are struggling with the same disease, kidney disease. So I just want to take advantage of this wonderful gift, and go out and about and work with people and help people and give back to the community, because, you know, I know that God, of course, was the center of it all, and he's the one that provided the miracle. But the selfless souls that helped, that made the decision to say yes to helping me in any sort of way. I'm talking about Network for Hope. I'm talking about
I'd say Liz.
yeah,
Right?
Liz,
Yeah.
of course, and
People along the way.
yeah, everyone. My
Kennedy.
donors, Kennedy, yes, wonderful Kennedy, my dear
Yes.
friend Kennedy. You know, for her, I mean,
Yes.
my friendship with her started through her desire to want to help me, and just the trajectory of our friendship is so beautiful. But yeah, just everyone that was part of my journey, my family, of course, and everyone that, you know, advocated for me while I was sick, is just definitely something that I don't want to take for granted, and I want to use as a way to thank those people, to thank those souls that, you know, had faith and had that encouraged me to keep living and to keep hoping for new life. So.
And so today, what would you say to that young person who is facing similar obstacles in their life? It may not even be a health issue, it may not be a kidney issue, but just going through something really difficult. What would you say to them?
I know that it's not easy. I know that there are days that just genuinely feel like you're not strong enough. And like it's not going to get better. But everything is predestined. And, you know, enduring through that trial is going to bring about just so many blessings. And it's worthwhile. It's worthwhile keeping that faith. It's worthwhile having hope, trusting the process and staying strong, leaning on those people, finding that community, seeking that support,
Yes.
advocating for yourself. It definitely wasn't easy for me to put my story out there, to share my vulnerability with the world, share my condition, but I wouldn't have done it any other way, because by doing that, I was able to find a community, find a group of soldiers to fight for me, and to find that gift of life. Because I know, once again, I couldn't have done this alone.
Right.
This is not just a victory for me; it's a victory for all those that were by me, who advocated for me. And I want to celebrate that with all those people, and give back, because that's just the least I can do.
Right. Maria, thank you for coming back and sharing your exciting update. We are so happy for you and for your family, and the fact that you're going to be an auntie here soon is really exciting.
Yes, yeah. It's so beautiful. Life is, like I said, at Local 12, life is definitely worth living. And I'm just so excited to live it to my complete fullest.
Well, and two, it's almost like you go through something really difficult, right? And there's kind of no end date, because you don't know what that end date is of when that's going to resolve itself.
Yeah.
But coming through it, you're almost grateful for having gone through the experience, because it makes you a different person, a stronger version of yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. In the moment, I was really, worried about how much longer I would have to endure being sick and waiting. But it just all makes so much sense. I know that people hear that a lot, but it really is so true. Like, when you do get your miracle, everything comes together, and you just start to understand, like, that moment of waiting, that trial that you went through truly made you stronger for today. So it's just, I definitely, although it was hard, I wouldn't have wanted to, go through it in any other way.
Right.
Because I'm definitely, I found a new appreciation for life because of the trial that I went through.
Right. You never gave up.
Yeah.
And when you felt like giving up, you, as you said, you had your soldiers.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So grateful.
Yes. And again, we're just so happy for you and for your family, and just can't wait to continue to see you just thrive and do the things that you want to do, and just be an inspiration to other people. And you truly are that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful.
Well, I want to, again, just thank Maria for joining us today with her update and receiving her second chance at life, and really talking about what that means to her and to her family, and those who have supported her through this journey. Maria represents so many people that are waiting for that second chance. And she thankfully, prayerfully received that. But you can be a beacon of hope for others. Currently, there are more than 100,000 people who are waiting for that life-saving gift, and more than 90,000 are waiting for a life-saving kidney transplant. And as Maria talked about, there are different avenues to receiving that gift. And she spoke about the National Kidney Registry. And I would just encourage you to get more information about what that means to be a living kidney donor, because you could be someone's hope, someone waiting for that second chance. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in with us. Again, I want to thank Maria. And I just want to remind everyone to please be kind to yourself and to others. Take care.
Thank you for listening to This Thing Called Life. Subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your favorite podcast to make sure you get updates on all new episodes. And we would truly appreciate it if you would share, like, or give us a review to help us grow.